Hi, Trina Wright here. So I am so excited to make this a video. I moved into my new place, to this little island called Salt Spring Island, which I had talked about wanting to move to. So the background that you see is the wonderful, beautiful ocean that I have been walking up and down as my walk, what I used to do at the river. And I'm so excited, and I want to share some of the things, these discoveries, because I have just been in this place over the last 8 weeks of realization after realization, continuously pouring in of things that I wanted and things that I knew were coming, and delicious, delightful, magical surprises as part of the things that were coming. So I am here. And the background to the story is, I think lots of you know that on February 25th, my love, Frank, and I aligned in partnership. We redefined marriage and did this beautiful ceremony with our family that went so amazingly awesome and was just in every way exactly what I saw it was going to be, right down to the details of the space and the rooms and the place that we had rented and the view, and the woman that we hired to do the dancing and the yoga and the photography was awesome, and our family members all really showed up and connected in their own special ways, and we really got to see the best of them, and the magic delight that I got to express and share with Frank, because we aligned in partnership a long time ago, but it was really fun to do it in a ceremonial way. And so then we had a plan, and our plan was to go on our Bliss Moon to the Abraham Hicks Caribbean cruise, which was awesome, by the way. So we left from the Aligned Partnership on the Sunday, which was on this island where we want to live, or where we were planning to live, and headed back. I went to Chilliwack and he went to Seattle so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on Thursday I was heading back down so we could fly out to go to Miami and go on the cruise. And the other piece is that I was planning to move here on April 1st, so it was going to be March 2nd that I left. And here in British Columbia, Canada, everything that's a rental property turns over at the end of the month. So at the end of February, people would then give notice before the 1st of March that they want to move out for the 1st of April. So I literally had like 1 or 2 days to technically find a place to live. Seemed daunting, and at the same time, I just know that everything always works out, so I sat in that knowing. So the weekend that we were here on this island for the wedding, we had discovered that one of the Airbnbs that we had rented in the summer was renting out their house, and we knew them, so we had emailed them and went to see the house, and we're kind of excited about that. And then as we got there, we kind of thought, I don't know, it's just a regular house, and you don't have the knowing that you're on the island when you're there, and the location wasn't exactly what we were looking for. So we just sort of held in our mind and really did our best, because we'd heard these stories about how hard it is to find rentals here, and we really didn't want that to take our vibration. We wanted to stay in the knowing and the clarity that everything works out for us. So on the morning of the wedding, or the morning of the Aligned Partnership, sorry Frank, we were to go back. There's an airplane in the background. I hope you can still hear me. It's a seaplane, which is cool. I might just let it pass by. It's loud and cool all at the same time. So we went back that day, the morning of our ceremony, and met with the woman part of the team that was renting out the house, and just, I don't know, the vibe was just off. It just didn't feel right. And we couldn't get out of there fast enough, and looked at each other and just felt like this is really off, and really wasn't what we wanted in the terms of how it felt, and even in the details of some of it. And so we sort of stood in the knowing that if we took this place, it would have been out of a space of fear and a concern that another place wasn't going to show up. And so we decided, both of us right then and there, you know what? We know that this is all going to work out. We don't have to know the details, but we just know it. So while we were there, I had another nudge to call or message this other person that I had spoke to, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks before, that had a place for rent, but really wanted to rent it for March 1st, and said she would consider it if no one rented it for April 1st. It was just a 1-year rental, like a 1-year lease, because they wanted to then move into the house. They just bought it. So on that weekend when we were here, I had the nudge to get in touch with her, but just got caught up in all the other things that were going on, all the fun I was having. So I didn't. And when I got back to Chilliwack, I guess around the Monday or the Tuesday, I think it was the Tuesday, so 2 days before I was going, got the nudge again. phoned her, and sure enough, it had not rented. Again, really crazy, since everybody told me that it's hard to get a rental on this place, but here this house had sat for a month and no one had rented it. And I said, is this the house that is for rent for $1,600? And she said, yes, but I would do it for $1,500 because I really want to get someone in here. So I thought, wow, is that ever cool? So then I told her the story about how I was leaving soon. And I mentioned to her that it would take me about 8 hours to make the trip over to the island with the ferries and all that stuff. And I was leaving to go on my bliss moon, my honeymoon, in a few days. And so ideally, I would really just like to rent the house. Could I just take it and we could do whatever we needed to do through the internet? I mean, I would Skype with her, get my references, whatever she needed from Frank, we would just do that. So she was a little hesitant with the concern that we might then not like the place, but we ended up working it out. So we rented this house without having ever seen it, which is just the coolest thing ever. So we then go on the cruise and we get to have this abundance of time to just sit in the wondering of this becoming. Because even though the house was ours, we didn't clearly know what it had looked like. We'd seen pictures in the MLS real estate listing, and we'd seen a little rough kind of video, but there was still some mysteries, and that was really cool, like the neighborhood and sort of the feel and flow of the whole house. So we get back from the cruise, I pack. Everything falls into place with my older boys that lived with me finding their place, and then it was time for us to move. So we arrive on the island to meet with the landlord and see the house, and it is just awesome. I mean, it was so many things that we wanted that we hadn't said out loud. And just, you know, it's a panaboat house, which means it's those square logs. And I've wanted to live in a log house most of my life and thought it would be so cool. Don't know if I want to buy one, but I really wanted to live in one. Frank and I love the idea of having floor-to-ceiling windows. It has them. Having a deck off our bedroom. It has it. It's sort of set back from the road, right in the middle of the wilderness. Frogs sing me to sleep. Birds wake me up in the morning. Deers visit me at my house every day. And you know that you're on the island when you wake up. It's just quiet, and there's just this connection to nature that we both really strongly desired. And it's such a cool house. I mean, it's got a really nice large kitchen that we can both cook in, with some then open space that leads to the dining room and the living room. Just the right amount of space for everyone, even though it's not that big. And it was just perfect and easy to organize and take care of, which was the other things that we wanted. So it was really cool to have this realization of this thing that we so wanted, and to have it all line up so perfectly and so exciting. So here I am, walking the ocean, enjoying living on this cool, awesome island that feels like home and that I knew I wanted to live on, and in